Shenanigan Sports Pub.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Beefo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim-flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, welcome to another edition and another take two of the Lunchbox from Shenanigan Sports Pub in Dania Beach. We are back. We had a little glitch with our first go-around, but we have cranked up the backup generators. It's like hurricane season, Pat Utter.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
No.
Whatever, please.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
was just over in Marco Island, Fort Myers. They're still messed up.
Are they from
Oh my goodness.
the storm that just passed through a couple of weeks ago? Or
No, the previous one.
Oh, the ones from a couple of years ago. I can't even keep track.
God, it's terrible.
All I know is, thanks to having a hotspot, Lubie actually saved the day with his T-Mobile hotspot because it seems like Xfinity is doing some work around the area, and we're all just beholden to the communications giants that rule our lives, whether it's AT&T or Xfinity or who knows what. But
What are you going to do?
what are you going to do except eat some of this great bar food? I'm sorry, not bar food.
It's bar food.
It's gastro.
What
It's
is-
sports gastro pub.
Yeah,
That's how you like to.
It's fine. When you go to a place that has a bar, it's bar food.
And as we were saying, it's going to be football season. Hallelujah. Because we all love when that time of year rolls around, and we've got Florida State kicking off this weekend.
They're in the top 10.
I've got my FSU dad shirt. My daughter is heading back there for the fall semester.
Wow.
She's probably going to take in a couple of football games. I'm not sure about me, but hopefully I'll get up there at some point. I've got my Dolphins cap. We've got the NFL is going to be kicking off the weekend after Labor Day. I believe it's going to be September 8th is the opening Sunday for the Dolphins.
Right.
And
I
hope
think
springs
Thursday would
eternal.
probably be the previous. Yeah.
And like I was saying, we were going to have I've got my array of my favorite football foods, for football season, especially when we head out to a sports pub like Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway. So I don't know if I asked you what your top 5 would be of like when you're watching football, especially in
wings are a no-brainer. Wings and pizza, they're the lead-in.
We've got wings.
We've
got pizza.
Yeah.
You've guessed my top 2. Wings is number 1 on my top 5.
There's a sleeper that you don't really realize that with the family. I have a tremendous opportunity with what we call the tailgate and the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a wide array of barbecue items. So you get baby back ribs, chicken, potatoes. So a lot of people compliment it that way. Or people come here and they get the spinach dip, the peel and eat shrimp, the other various things that travel well. I think big part of taking the food to go is traveling well, but in-house here, pizza and wings are hand down the biggest.
Yeah, and I've got rounding out my top 5. I guess people love nachos. The nacho platter where you put everything on it. For me, that's a little too messy. So I like
the other way.
I like doing where I got the spinach dip with the tortilla chips or the chili with the tortilla chips. I think that's great football season food. And rounding out the top 5, I've got potato skins, which is, I assume, a big seller here.
Salsa's way up there, believe it or not. That's a sleeper.
Salsa is big.
It's a big sleeper.
Well, dips and
Well, the
stuff like
unique thing about coming to Shenanigans, you're not limited to your choices. We have a huge encyclopedia-like menu.
It is encyclopedic. It
think I hit you with the Philly, the real ribeye Philly cheesesteak over there.
And
Lubie has the last piece left.
Mine has unfortunately disappeared while we were on take 1.
Yeah, I know.
And I was complimenting you because I've said I've been here 35 years in South Florida in this neighborhood for practically all of them, and I've been coming to Shenanigans. Original one on the other side of the 95, but then now you've been here since 2008.
Yep.
And it's been the Sweet 16 year for you here. And I've been coming here because I've lived around the corner for all 16 years. And I was saying I've had your prime rib sandwich often, but I've never had the Philly cheesesteak, and it is
Have you had
worthy.
the brisket sandwich too?
I've had the brisket sandwich.
Yeah,
I love
because
your
the
barbecue.
brisket is readily available, and that comes out fast. And a lot of sports fans like the fact that it has a contact with the wood and the smokiness. It's something we do here in house. Takes 12, 14 hours. So barbecue to me is a little bit of a sleeper, but all these items here, yeah, they're all category top 10. You pick good ones.
That's good.
You know your food.
Yeah. Sometimes I know my food, especially when it involves a full day of, having some friends around, watching a lot of football, maybe have a wager or two on it, and drinking a little bit of beer.
Big now. That's big now. You see ESPN and the sports book. Everybody is really, really. But that's an interesting dynamic. I see it all the time now.
And the nice part is, like the old days, you would have to either fly out to Vegas to put down a bet or take some illegal means. But nowadays, anybody could download that app if you live in Florida of a certain tribe that has the rights to gambling. But you don't have to be there on their property. And that means you could actually, lay down some action and then come here and spend the day.
Very interesting.
My question for you is this. I wanted to get into some of the whole I guess the realities of the sports bar business now, because some people, people don't realize, and when they on the Let's Eat South Florida group, 165,000 people strong.
God bless you.
Yeah, it's really growing. But I try to enlighten and educate people on there because the natural tendency is for people to grouse about pricing. And I'm sorry, folks, it's not 2008 anymore. And obviously then there was an economic crisis and everything kind of crashed and prices went down. And the last few years, expenses, costs, and prices have not gone down. They've gone up. And I just want to give people a sense of it's basically in order to be able to stay in business, they have to charge a certain price.
Yep.
And part of that price is getting all the packages to get all the football games on here.
It's funny you mentioned that. That was nice of you to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we first had the NFL ticket, it was roughly $1,299. Now we're up to $14,000 for occupancy on being able to offer NFL ticket. Yeah,
NFL ticket, and that's the one.
I think I think it went from 89 or 99 at home. Isn't it $3.99 now at home?
I don't know. I don't get it. I come here to watch the games.
Yeah, honestly.
So a lot
welcome
of people
back, Mike Lubie Lubitz.
Hello.
But yeah, no, And what is Amazon Prime? Because now that they've gotten into the game with the Thursday night games, and obviously
we have those too. Yeah.
So you need to get every single individual streamer.
So you need the NFL ticket package, but then you also need to get the Amazon Prime package, right?
Right.
And so how much? Can you just send me a link to that, please?
I already did.
And the other thing, so add them all up, and it's just more and more costs on the business because it's not like
who I feel sorry for is your avid sports fan or your person that wants to go out and dine and get out of the house. That's the whole key. That's the thing that people don't really equate into everything. As far as just basic buying food yourself and preparing your food, I understand it because I read a lot of the columns that are in there. There's people that are super talented that do a tremendous job, and they look for certain places to go and whatnot. But the key component in a throwback era is being around other people, socializing and having fun.
Exactly.
That's something that's the big question.
This brings me to part two of what I was going to ask, which is you yourself used to be a Dolphin season ticket holder where you would actually go out to the games.
I started going there on the bus in '66.
Wow. And you were there for the glory years,
souvenirs
back in the Orange Bowl.
In the 70s.
But I'm saying now that with the cost of parking, with the cost of tickets, with the schlepping back and forth, with the heat, and with the crowds and the traffic, have you noticed more people maybe, aren't going to game? Well, they still sell out, but you're like one of those who you gave up your season tickets.
Well, you can't use me. I don't think anybody qualifies over 40 years old to judge anything that's currently going on. I have to say it is a participant situation to be crowded in with people, like you said, to go through the heat, walk through. And a lot of times the sad reality is you're walking through more fans from out of town, and you get to the stadium And if you love that, that's fine. I mean, I understand it. But from my perspective now, they've created an atmosphere of the have and have-nots. That's what I don't
between
like. The purple
the
parking.
VIP suites and that club level, and they don't let you in, and there's velvet ropes and some clubs. And that's why, like, my contention is this. I still love a social atmosphere where you feel camaraderie, and that is where a place like Shenanigans and sports bars come in. Because
well, you know what Shenanigans means, right? Mischief.
Mischief.
Mischief. Yeah. It's a mischief. Irish mischief.
Yeah.
So, this is a neighborhood bar, tavern, pub, whatever you want to clarify it. It's a whole different. You can work hard all week and come in here and have a burger for $13.99. Wings are $16.99. Get a pizza for $12.99. Feed your family, bucket specials. Have fun. It's a whole different atmosphere than going to the game itself.
Basically, you have three options, which is going to the game, which costs an arm and a leg and several other body parts, which can't be mentioned.
Watch at home.
Family jewels. Watch at home, which is, I guess, the least amount of money, and you could kind of have your own, food and beverage. But, depending on who your friends or spouses are, it might not be so fun at home. So to me, that's why the sports bar route, especially if you're interested in multiple games or have a parlay ticket going or something like that, this is the best of all worlds here because you don't get gouged on the food and beverage like you might at the stadium.
Right.
And you also have that camaraderie and that atmosphere. I know
it's electric in here.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see that here's the funniest thing. Without it, I don't think that this place could even stay in business. If you don't have the influx of sports fans that we had a great Panthers situation. The Heat has always been competitive, to say, unfortunately for the Marlins, they don't know what direction they want to go, but it's great being a South Floridian sports fan.
Lubie, you're trying to give me a message.
I was going to say, send it again.
Send it again.
Yeah,
okay.
do it again.
So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our first break.
We're on air, so that is.
We're on air. No, we're rolling. We're all good. It's just a matter of
We need to
getting
get back to
us
Let's Eat again.
cranked up onto the Let's Eat platform, which is obviously where a lot of eyeballs and our fans reside, and they're watching it day and night, which is the nice part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will take our first break and come back with more. We're going to actually get into the nitty-gritty of the football season. So, Joanne, if you're watching, apologies. Some of the people who are more into the food than the actual sports. And we're going to be talking about not only the Dolphins, NFL, and college football season, FSU, big FSU fan.
Miami
and you mentioned
has
FSU.
How about FSU?
If I recall correctly, they were
nice.
Undefeated last year until the bowl game, and they got totally jobbed out of the national championship game. But they are going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder.
There's 12 seats.
There's going to be
chairs.
a new system
12 chairs.
12-team playoff. We're going to talk about that. And we're also
that.
going to talk about high school sports. Is your son on the
he made the varsity. I'm very proud of my son, Matthew.
Congrats to Matthew.
Varsity
I met him
What a good kid. We saw
the
him at
other
track.
week. You brought him down to Gulfstream, and you are my lucky charm, my Irish
Oh, really?
friend.
Good.
Remember, we hit the trifecta?
Yes, we did.
And you were smart. You took the money and ran out of there,
Yeah,
and
you
I
kept it
stayed
going?
all day and gave it all back. Plus interest. These things are
I
known
had too
to
many.
happen.
I think that we started out like gangbusters, and I just ran out of steam.
Yeah.
I ran out of steam.
Well, no, it's good because you
that
went
was
fishing
smart.
that day at
Yeah,
4
I
in the
was up
morning.
early, 4 in the morning.
Which is, I think that's the smart play. Just do something early,
Yep.
hit early, and then run out of the track with the loot after having a nice
a lot
brunch.
of things in life are like that.
That is like that.
Yeah.
Quit, as our friend Defo says, quitting while you're ahead is not quitting.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. All right, we'll be back with more. We're from Shenanigan Sports Pub in Dania Beach, 1300 South Federal Highway. Come on out. Today, every day, they're open late. Great place to come if you're looking for that late night bite.
Yep.
And of course, the only place, not the only place, but the best place to come for all your football season action. And we'll be back with more after these words. One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information.
tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We had, it's kind of one of those dog days this summer where maybe
Nothing goes right.
Nothing goes right. The schedule gets a little off kilter, but
We're here.
it's okay. We're here.
I like how
Shenanigans
Pat
Sports.
handles it. Like,
Pat is a well-seasoned restaurant industry, veteran. That means you're prepared for, I guess, what's the term?
You guys should have known me 30 years ago.
snafu? No, wait.
30 years ago, I'd be.
what is going on?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's
I think it comes.
Well, that's the radio industry.
I don't
Yeah.
want to say age. I want to say seasoning, maybe.
seasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you realize to let things roll off your
Well-seasoned.
back.
I'm a well-seasoned.
Fubar. Fubar is
I don't
one of
know
the
what
words.
that
And
means.
snafu. Snafu,
I
you
was gonna say
realize
snafu.
the
Murphy Law.
snafu is situation, normal, all fudged up.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
That's
that
what
means
snafu
something else. Okay.
stands for. And then, of course, we got fubar, which is futzed up beyond all recognition. But
There
we
you
are
go.
not in those stages.
Now we're here.
We are eating good stuff.
We're in a situation that's out of our control, gentlemen.
And I think maybe it's God's way of telling us that it's not going to be the Dolphins' year again. I don't know.
No. Well, that goes without saying.
All right, and
That goes without
I
saying.
sent you a couple of stats this morning.
I know. I
Pat
saw.
Utter and Lubie. I don't know if you got a chance. I guess I didn't send it to you. There's two things I wanted to go in, and we're going to start off with our favorite team of heartbreak, and that would be the Miami Dolphins. What's the Hootie and the Blowfish line now?
That would make me cry.
They make me cry. But
Yeah.
you know what they say is, I don't know, whatever you want to say, it's repeating the same behavior and expecting a different outcome
Is insanity.
is insanity.
It's
okay?
the definition of
Right, okay.
insanity.
It's not
So,
actually
well,
the
and then
definition,
This
but it
has
is insane.
been through major ownership changes and coaches and everything, but pretty much no offense to anybody intended. It's been over 50 years
Well,
since
this
they had
is this
Super
is
Bowl,
what I
right?
was going to begin.
Yes.
So here are the two things I dug up, which is droughts in the NFL.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
Oh, this
and
is
let me
good.
just set the
They
stage.
got to be at the top.
Let me set the
They're not at the
stage.
top. The Jets are longer, but
by-
they're definitely
Let's set.
top five.
I was watching
Ish,
Hard
top
Knocks.
10.
I think it's 24 is the name of what McDaniel was running around saying 24 years
So
since a playoff win.
here's what I dug up is that first of all, there are 32 teams in the NFL.
All right.
The Dolphins at least are better than 12 of them. 12 teams in the
Some teams have never
NFL
won it.
have never won a
Yeah,
Super
some teams
Bowl.
have never won.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the good part.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of those 12 teams that have never won a Super Bowl, 4 of them have never even gone to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But they're more recent
Yeah,
expansion
the Jags.
teams.
The Jags haven't been.
The Houston Texans,
Texans have never been.
and the Jaguars have never been, and
Never
I
been.
think a couple of other ones. The Cleveland Browns.
Browns have never
and
been to a
they're ne-
Super Bowl.
They've never been to the Super Bowl. They've been to the NFL Championship.
Yeah.
All right, but that's all just setting the stage for the kind of patheticness of the Dolphins, which is this. All right, so 2 things: longest NFL playoff game win droughts. The longest playoff drought for winning a playoff game.
Okay.
Who tops the list?
Dolphins. 24,
Miami Dolphins,
24 years.
23 years.
Yeah, they
I
haven't
think
won a
it's
playoff
actually
game.
24 because I saw.
This is their 24th season since they've
Oh,
won
okay, yeah.
a playoff
All right,
game.
All right.
And who was the quarterback that led them?
Marina.
No.
No, it was
The gentleman from
my,
our background.
my
Jay,
guy, Jay Fiedler,
Jay Fiedler. That's
from
right.
Long
Mr.
Island.
Hofstra.
That's right.
And it was,
Great athlete.
I think Ricky Williams still part of that team?
No, the one that they won. I don't think-
2001. I think it was
I think
against the Colts.
Before Ricky, it was the Lamar. Wasn't it the Lamar Smith?
No,
That was
I'm not
Marino,
sure.
right?
This is how long it's been. Even
I'd rather
Lubie,
not think about
a
it.
young man,
They
can't
won,
even
but
remember.
with Fiedler,
Jack
but not
Pennington.
Ricky Williams.
23 years
It wasn't
since
Ricky
their
Williams.
last playoff win. That is the longest drought in the NFL, falling behind the Dolphins, the Raiders at 21 years, the Commanders, Redskins, at 18 years, the Bears, 13 years, and the pathetic Jets, 13 years.
Yeah.
Those are the top 5. in
Can I
terms of
raise my
playoff-
hand?
Yes, you can. Go
All
ahead.
So, what happens in life when you start out? So we're talking that they won a Super Bowl 50 years ago, right?
Oh, that
So
gets
what-
me to my next
Oh,
job.
go
But
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Let me do that, and then
Go
you
ahead.
could get into
Go ahead.
your
Go ahead.
discussion about what happens to people that
In life,
fail over and over again.
more importantly,
You're
go
looking
ahead.
at one of them.
No,
but-
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No,
No,
that's-
you're doing.
I'm not a complete
You're doing
failure.
well. I
You
saw
find a
you.
way.
Listen, I saw you with that beautiful daughter of yours walking on the boardwalk, son on your shoulder.
Thank you.
You look very happy to me.
I am a very contented
You were
man.
good yesterday. Now today's a different day.
Today I'm a little
you
bit-
have totally
I'm a sh-
fallen on your face.
Well, this
here.
is this.
This
well,
is the time for me as an
Between-
I
advertiser.
actually had thought
This
about
has been horrible.
this has been horrible.
rebates might be available, like the car dealerships
Okay.
that I'm trying to
Go
find.
ahead.
All right, longest Super Bowl appearance droughts. So
Okay.
this is appearance.
Yes.
Just making it.
So the Dolphins. Okay, number 1, the Lions, because they
I don't
haven't
think they've ever made one.
been in a Super Bowl ever.
No.
66 years of existence. And again, the Browns since since Super Bowl started, they
They
were
never
an
made a Super
NFL
Bowl.
championship. So Lions, Browns, Jets, Vikings, even though the Vikings went to 4
Yeah,
with
I
Fran
remember.
Tarkenton and they
Yeah.
didn't win any,
Won the year with
Purple
with,
people
but
eaters.
1977 is
With-
their last appearance, which
the
is
year
a
with
long
Randall
time.
Cunningham, where they were really good. They were like 14-2 or 14.
Yeah, and they would always
they
fall
lost
short.
to the Falcons.
Like Buffalo with their 4.
But the Dolphins, at 39 years since 1985, this is the 40th season since Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl in Palo Alto against the San Francisco 49ers.
He looked good.
Everybody thought he was going to be going back year after year,
Yep.
but it
So
turns out
what
he
is-
was no Mahomes. So that's 39 years since their last Super Bowl appearance, which is 5th in the league, and then they are tops in the league in terms of playoff winning,
So I
playoff
got
win
tickets
drought.
to the game. You want to go?
I don't even want to pay for the parking.
All
Are you
right.
kidding me? So again, back to your point. What do you think should happen? I mean, they've had different owners, they've had different
Okay.
GMs, they've
He's-
had
All
different
right, so
coaches.
we're here at Shenanigans, right?
Yes.
We're talking Shenanigans. You say sports bar, sports pub, whatever, and then there's infinitely better places, infinitely worse places, whatever your taste is. It's a form of entertainment, correct? That's what it is, entertainment. There's people. We just got a refund on our tickets from rock stars. I don't want to mention their name that can't perform anymore. So there's everybody has a
Were
shelf
they at the
life.
Hard Rock?
Yeah, no, they were actually coming to American.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the point is,
They put on a
Steven
show and
Tyler blew his voice.
Aerosmith?
Yeah,
Still performing?
Aerosmith.
He
They're
blew
done,
his
yeah.
lip filler
Yeah,
out? Or
it's
no?
out.
Oh yeah.
So they're refunding. They're refunding all. They refunded
like a real thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He liked this lip filler and was like a
Oh, my
disaster.
God. I made that up as a joke. That's the
Yeah.
reality?
Yeah, I
He's
forgot.
messed up.
I heard something about some of
He's
that.
messed
yeah.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
that's sad.
It's actually a
All right,
thing
but
that
did not Aerosmith? Weren't they entertaining?
At the
Did you
yeah,
love
yeah.
them at
Yeah.
some point in their career? When Marino was with the Dolphins, weren't they entertaining?
Oh, for
weren't they
sure.
fun? Did
Yeah.
you rush to go see them? Okay.
Yeah, most people
All
did.
right. So
that
it's
was
a
my
form-
job.
All right, it's
I
a
had to
form
be
of
there.
entertainment. All right, so let's look at it like this is not a life and death situation. Nobody got diagnosed with anything bad.
Right.
So you get up and and it's rainy out or whatever the circumstances is, or it's hot, and you say, I want to go have a cold
It's a
draft.
football Sunday.
That's it. I want to go enjoy myself. I'm not
He's
going to
thrown
put
in
a
a
lot
towel
in
that's
this.
mattering.
I'm not going to put a lot into this.
That
I'm
is
not gonna
mellowing
get-
with age.
I'm
That
not
is-
going to get in an
I love
argument
that. He's
over
like,
this.
The
Yeah,
thing
have
is,
a
you
beer.
are old enough that you have seen the glory days. You have seen the coming
Oh, are
of
you
the
kidding
Vince
me?
Lombardi Trophy before.
Oh, yeah.
When Shula was still a god, and when the team went undefeated, and you have that memory that you'll take with you from this earth to the next one.
So Robert Kraft can fire a guy that gave him how many Super Bowls?
Right,
Okay.
right.
He's
That-
just had enough of them.
He'd
and he
run his
said,
course.
"Listen,
Hey,
you
Wayne
needed
Heisinger
Brady."
gave
Right.
Shula the shove out the door
Did.
because, well, do you think this was interesting today? You kind of mentioned that you thought that Shula squandered the Marino years and didn't use him most effectively.
I feel that when Bobby Beathard left the team and we squandered all those great years with University of Miami, having tremendous talent coming out of there right in our backyard. They continually picked terribly. He became the head. Well, where's it stop? Like if the food's terrible and the service is terrible and the AC's not working, the internet's not working, where's it stop at Shenanigans? With me, I'm the owner, right?
Right. And then people stop coming.
Then
And then
people
you-
stopped coming, and I said, "Listen, I won the best wings in the state in 2000. What was 1973? I won them. What does that mean?
No,
What does that mean?
It was much more recent,
Okay, but- yeah, so-
2015.
But the
but
point,
yeah,
the point I'm making, it's a
is
form
what
of
have you done for me
entertainment.
lately?
That's
Yeah,
all.
right.
Right. That's it.
Um,
I don't put a lot of.
you're frustrated, but a lot of people do find this team entertaining.
Yes.
Between
That's
Tyreek
it.
Hill,
They are.
Oh, they are.
They
That's what
are
he's saying.
entertaining.
He's like, just watch, have
And-
fun, and don't expect them
but
to win.
They're
the thing
definitely not
is-
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
right? The thing is,
Got a
they,
quick
they,
release.
they are maddening because just when
Yes.
you think they are on the precipice of being good or elite, their true colors
They
come
fall
roaring
apart,
back,
yes.
which is they can't beat good teams, they can't win late,
Yeah.
and they blow
This is
games
all
that they shouldn't
established.
blow.
We know this.
We know this. So I
You're
guess
talking to a guy that was got a superlative,
All right.
most likely to harm himself with a power tool. Every report card
this
says
is
he
the
has
time of
unlimited
year-
potential.
the time
then
of
it
year where
morphs into-
most fans like to believe, hope springs eternal.
No chance.
Everybody's 0-0. Even
Stop
Jets
dreaming.
fans think,
Did you see Mahomes do that pass behind his back?
yeah, well,
broken up
Mahomes
pass? Come
is a special talent. So let's just make it really quick. What do you think the Dolphins are going to finish this year? How many wins? Will they win a playoff game? Never mind the Super Bowl. We'll just take breaking that playoff drought at this point.
They'll win 10 games.
They'll win 9 or 10. It's a 17-game season now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Will they make the playoffs and win a playoff game?
No.
No.
They won't
Okay.
even make
And
the
then will
playoffs.
heads
Wow.
roll?
Yeah.
Yes. McDaniel's
That's what
gone.
you need.
Okay. Ooh, he wants.
No, I don't want McDaniel gone. I
And-
like
and
him. He's
do
in
you want-
recovery. He's a nice person. He's a
Do
young.
you think Tua
Yeah.
should have gotten a $250 million
No.
contract? Okay.
No.
Mike Lubie Lubitz,
Are you
your
making me do
turn.
this
How
now?
many wins?
We haven't even done this on our show.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
Well,
we're
I
talking
think because
Dolphins.
I think I like the opinions of people like Pat Utter and Perk and Hyde where they're being skeptical because I think they're going to shock people. Just because it's year 3 McDaniel, there's a lot riding on. I think they're going to win 11, 12 games. I think they're going to
Okay,
win the
12
AFC
games, and will they win a
and I
playoff
think they're
game?
going to win 2. I think they're going to find themselves in the AFC Championship.
Wow. Lubie, the optimist.
Well, because everyone's been on them the last 2 years, right? Now
So-
people are doing the opposite, which is good. Let them understand what it is to not be favored. Let them actually have to earn people's
What
expectations.
is it? What
this
is
year.
it like that every time you have a quarterback that takes a snap? Did you guys see the Titans game last year? The late
Oh,
night
it was
game?
horrendous.
That
That
was
was
a
one of the
disaster.
worst.
There was
Like outside of
since
Mario
19
Cristobal's
Yeah.
botched,
kneeling.
take a
Since
knee play. That was the worst
1976.
coaching.
Okay, yeah,
job I've seen.
1976. Okay, 2 minutes on the clock. Up.
Right.
They had 3 touchdowns scored on them. Right.
Yep.
At home.
And that was
a
after coming
national-
back and
And they're
making a
playing a bad
Houdini
game.
escape because they were down in the hole that whole game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they get back in position to win the game.
You had it.
And they blew it.
Chubb throws his helmet, catches a big penalty.
Yep.
They score. Anyway, and then he throws an interception at the end. Don't win any team above 500. What gives anybody? And every time he touches the ball, you're sitting there saying to yourself, "Oh, is he going to get concussion protocol?" Okay, well, it is what it is. I don't want to be a pessimist, but I enjoy watching the games.
You're
for
right.
sure.
I get it.
But I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel.
You're not
Okay.
alone. Most people side with you, so I'm like, screw
I
it.
like the Chicago Bears quarterback.
No, Caleb.
I
was
like
special.
seeing that kid.
Everybody likes the
I
I like
Houston
the
quarterback.
Houston
I'm going to
quarterback.
be positive. I think it's year
We don't
3,
know
and they
what
have a lot of
Buffalo is
talent.
going to do. Are they going to progress or regress?
I think they
Um,
took a backward
I
step.
think they regress,
And-
and I think the Jets are going to
And
be
the
interesting.
Jets, I think,
So that's
who
why the
don't help
Dolphins win the
knows
division.
when you're depending on Aaron Rodgers what's going to happen.
When you're other side of 40
I
in the
want to
NFL.
be on
No, you
Lubie's
can be
side of the
realistic.
street.
It's-
I do.
I
too.
want to believe that like the Dolphins are going to be like the Panthers, where they're ready to make the
finally
next
make the
step.
move, yeah.
The thing was, the Panthers made a deep playoff run, lost in the finals,
They
came
did.
back, and went all the way.
Yep.
This Dolphin team has never done anything in the postseason.
I want to
They fall
believe in the
apart.
tooth
So,
fairy. I lost.
I'm
the tooth
going to
fairy.
go.
I want the tooth fairy to come by. I haven't seen him in years. I haven't seen him in 50
I'll take
years.
Santa
My
Claus.
dad
and
tucked a
the Easter
quarter under.
Bunny.
My dad tucked a quarter under my pillow 50 years ago.
So I'm going to split.
That's when they won the Super Bowl.
I'm splitting the
50
difference.
years, 51 years ago.
We're going to conclude the NFL Dolphins portion
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
show. I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to agree with Lubie in that they're going to win 12 games,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to agree with Pat in that
They
they're
don't
going
win
to
any playoff
fall on their faces and once again
They'll win
lose a
any playoff
playoff game and keep that longest drought alive. And as far as who's going to win it all, how can you go against
There's
the
the Chiefs.
Mahomes and the
Yeah, it's the
Chiefs at
Chiefs.
this point? They just look like they've got all the
The
pieces.
best part is that we get probably the best wide receiver in football, and he has the nerve to come here
Yeah.
and say
Talk
2
crap.
Super Bowl rings he left on the table
Yep.
that Tua's as good as Mahomes. That in itself just makes me disappointed.
Maybe one day that
No.
will be borne
No,
out.
and I like Tua.
never,
He's
never
not
in a life.
Mahomes.
No,
Right
no.
now it looks a little
No
delusional.
chance.
Like
He can't
I
throw
like
the ball
Tua,
that far.
and I think he's fine, and I think he'll work with this offense. But Mahomes is there's nothing like Mahomes. There's no one even really compare Mahomes to.
No.
Mahomes is like it's like watching LeBron. Jordan may be the best player ever. Fine, I'm not saying Mahomes is the best quarterback
His
ever,
awareness.
but he's just different. Like there's nothing.
his
I don't know how we
awareness,
compare him to.
his release, everything about him, his presence. He's
Yeah.
not scared.
Never.
So meanwhile, I've lost all track of space and time. I asked
This is the
Sarni.
director here.
I asked
Why?
Sarni
Why
to
would
like,
you do that?
This
give
whole
me
day
some
is shot
key.
downhill.
Oh, it's shot fighter, as
Shot.
Defoe would say. He
It's
was
shot.
smart to stay
Let's
far
get-
away today.
Let's just stay negative about everything. Give me a shot of tequila.
I'm ready for the Jamesons.
Jameson,
Pat.
there we go.
No, Sarni, I asked him to give me some key dates. Like when I said some, I thought like 4 key dates for the entire football season. He's writing down every freaking game every week.
Remember, he's a
He's
lunatic.
got week
Let's go to
16,
high school. Are we skipping
49ers
football?
golf. We're gonna get there. Hold on a
Okay.
second. We're gonna get to college and high school after this
Okay.
break. And before we get to the break, Dine Out Lauderdale is going on.
Wow,
Some of
great deals.
the best restaurants
deals.
around town, Greater Fort Lauderdale, are part of this great culinary experience. You get
Can
multiple
you
course
name
meals.
one that you like? Yeah.
Well, at J&C Oyster, they're doing a nice one.
Yeah,
It's kind
beautiful
of-
place.
They've got a beautiful array
They have a
of
menu.
really creative dishes, and they have a $55 menu where you get a good display of everything. And if you ordered off the regular menu, it would be a lot more money. So that's one of those great deals. Dine Out Lauderdale is going on all month long in August and September. For a full list of the more than 170 restaurants taking part, go online to dineoutlauderdale.com or visit lauderdale.com or vlfoodwine.com, our friends at the Food Festival, Phil and Kate. And while you're at vlfoodwine.com, you can also get your tickets, early bird tickets for next year's Food Festival events in mid-January. It's going to be a great time. Again, but Dine Out Lauderdale going on now through the end of September, dineoutlauderdale.com to get all the 411.
Oh, that's great.
Alrighty, after this, we talk More with the one and only Patrick Utter here at Shenanigans Sports Pub. More Mike Mayo's Lunchbox Football Spectacular after this.
From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-face smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com.
Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox, and we're at Shenanigans. We're having a fine old, relaxed Wednesday afternoon.
We have no choice.
It's hump day.
We have no choice. Everything's gone wrong.
We've got I think now
now
you sound like a certain presidential candidate. I think we're pulling ourselves off.
Listen, I like our military servicemen.
Oh yeah, you're
exactly.
right. No, we started off a little bit shaky, but
Okay.
look at us. We've demolished the pizza. Jim Sarney in the house
This
had
is
a slice.
surprise to you.
We've got
He's helped himself to
my
two slices.
brother and sister-in-law,
Oh, I didn't
Pearl
see
and
Burrow. Nice.
Pearl Mayo and Tracy have made their way in on their, I guess,
Look, he's eating a
day
nice
I
off.
love
meal
that
there,
they
too.
watch us. I love that.
Why did
they're-
I say it's Wednesday? I keep thinking it's
Today's
Wednesday. It's Tuesday.
It feels like it's Wednesday.
Don't, I am off kilter.
I love that
but
they're here.
they're
and
here on their
watching
day
us.
The
off.
I
internet's
think
good on
that's great.
Wednesdays.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it'll be fine. tomorrow.
Oh man,
So, anyways, I like that we talked NFL.
we talk. Okay,
We
now
are
let's
on
move in.
Shenanigans.
Before
so you gotta
we-
talk all things football.
Before we get into the college football, which I know is of heavy interest to you, Lubie,
I like all of it. I'm a South Floridian.
let's talk high school football because you have
Really?
your son Matthew that is now on the varsity
Is he a junior?
squad.
He
He's
is.
a junior,
At,
you said,
is
right?
it number one team in the country or
No,
the
they're
top
number
five?
2. That they play this Saturday. John Bosco is coming from California.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Last-
Chaminade Madonna
yeah,
of Hollywood.
Yes. Last year, they were stacked. They had the number 1 overall college player that went to Ohio
He
State.
may start
Jeremiah
as a freshman.
Smith. He might start as a freshman. He's the greatest thing I've seen since sliced bread.
As a
in high
receiver,
school. Yeah,
Oh, the Chaminade
he's
guy?
amazing. Yeah.
I saw him play.
So
Heritage.
he's there in Ohio. He's there, and this is a rebuilding year for them. But Coach Jones, who's a phenomenal coach, just said, you know what, we're just going to take on all teams. What difference does it make?
So now the
And-
typical Broward powerhouses, are they all looking good? Between Chaminade, St. Thomas Aquinas,
You know,
and Heritage, American Heritage?
These are teenagers,
Yeah.
My son's 16. He's going to be a junior.
Jeez.
So to try to speculate on what they look like, I think it comes down to tremendous coaching.
And who's
Oh,
the
yeah.
top dog?
I
who's-
think coaching makes all the difference.
Who's top dog in Miami now? Is it still like
I'd have to always.
Miami
I
Central?
think
They were
it's
good
Ed-
for a
I
couple
think
of
it's
years.
Central.
Central-
Central was good last year.
Edison's
I think
always
Central-
good.
Edison's
Central's always perennial.
All right, but like you
champs down
said,
there.
some
Yeah.
big national matchups this weekend.
This
weekend,
Saturday,
number
this at
one,
8:00, Chaminade Field.
John Bosco,
John Bosco
from
from
California.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's on.
sick.
They have 3 games
It's on
on
ESPN?
ESPN. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
think they're on more than UM. Probably deservedly so.
That's a sad situation.
How does Mario Cristobal still have a head coaching job after
They gave
that
$80 million.
that botched snap? You know, the whole not taking a knee. I mean, that's all right. I'm going to let that go.
No, you can't let that go.
I mean, that's
That's always,
inexcusable.
that's
Talk about insanity and
how would your ears
failing
just-
upward. I
yeah.
mean, if I made any kind of
Failing
mistake
upward.
like that, that is a basic math error or whatever you want
When
to
it
call
was
it.
going down, I was like, no,
I couldn't believe
no,
it.
no,
Everyone
no,
was.
this is not happening.
And you lose a team after that, which is what happened
Yes,
because
they
then
were
they stopped
average after
playing
that,
and
yeah.
they started losing games they had no business losing.
Yes.
And it just seems like the locker room
and I
has
had
no
heard he had
confidence.
done that before.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the problem with
He did it out of
Cristobal is
Oregon.
He
Yeah.
did that at Oregon, and he lost 1 to 2 games that way. And he has this weird, stubborn. I didn't realize he actually said that after the game. Was I don't kneel? It's like, what? Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. This isn't a video game.
Like Detroit Lions.
It's weird.
Oh yeah, Campbell.
It's weird how the mighty have fallen, and UM that used to have the swagger now
Yeah.
just has
Well, you're a
You know,
poker player, right?
confused looks
Do you
and
take
eye rolls.
cards?
Yes.
Do you take unnecessary cards? Do you take cards?
Here's my
mean,
analogy
yeah, go
because the Defo loves my poker analogy.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Hit
he's
it.
a huge fan.
It equates well
when
to
you
sports.
play Texas Hold'em, you have 2 in
Okay.
your hand, and then the community, everybody at the table plays 5 cards on the
Correct.
board.
Yep.
If the 5 cards on the board are 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace,
Yep.
and they're all different suits, except there's 2 of the same suit, and the other ones are all different suits.
Mhm.
You know what that means?
You-
That nobody can beat the hand on the board. That no matter what is in somebody's hand, even if they have 2 aces, everybody is playing the board. It's a straight.
Right,
That's-
right,
What
right,
they call Broadway.
right.
10 to ace straight. That is the winning hand.
Right.
So if you're any kind of poker player and you fold in the middle of that hand, you should be taking up bridge
Yeah, everyone
because
has
that
aces
means you
straight.
don't have a basic understanding. Now, I saw this once in a tournament up at Pompano. It was an $800 tournament, and it was like the first half hour, And the board came 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace, all different
amazing.
suits. One guy went all in, and the first guy after that folded. And then everybody else was like, huh? And everybody else called, and everybody else chopped up
you
the
write
pot.
it out. Yep.
But like that is basically the same kind of error. And thank you,
why I-
Bifo.
that's
Nobody
why I asked-
understood that, but
Yeah.
but it's
I got what you're
basically
saying.
if you don't have the basic understanding that there's no way you can lose with that hand,
You write it out.
and you have to just put all your chips in. If somebody makes a move like all in,
Mhm.
then you should understand that or not be playing the game. Cristobal should have understood what he needed to do to just preserve
Great
that
analogy.
win.
Yeah, just win.
Great analogy.
And if he didn't do that, he shouldn't be in the game. He shouldn't be a head coach at this level. He should be maybe
Bought a
coaching
book.
Kennesaw State, as Jim Sarney tells me, is now the 146th entry into major college football. And somebody ranked all teams from 1 to 146. I'm making up these numbers because it's just 134 Division I schools.
Wow.
Kennesaw State makes it 134. Somebody at the Athletic ranked all 134.
The person has a lot of time.
Number 9 was FSU, Lubie,
There you
alum. UM was 17, shockingly, with Mario Cristobal for him. UF, 35. UF is supposed to have a down year?
Yeah, well, they just have a ridiculous schedule. Their schedule's nuts.
Okay, and then UCF,
You did
37.
sharp. You did 100%.
USF, 56. FAU, sorry, our friend Tom Herman,
Herman will
101.
actually have a nice year. It's just he had a lot of injuries his first year. We're trying to
And
figure out
the
transfer portal with
Pitbull
him.
Stadium FIU ranked at 116 among 134
they're
in the
disaster.
athletic preseason ranking. But let's talk about the big change for this year in college football, gentlemen, is the playoff, a
Yeah,
12-team playoff, not this 4-team
Excellent.
playoff.
Excellent.
Yeah, it'll
You're
be
liking
fun.
it?
I love it.
Well, for him, it'll as a
No, not even for me
Oh,
for entertainment.
okay.
I think a lot of times teams get left out of that because of arbitrary. It's picked.
I'm
It's
aware.
Yeah, and this year, number 13, 14,
Yeah.
and 15 are going to be squawking
But who
about
cares?
it.
No,
We
no,
got
no.
compared to
If
five.
you're not in the top 12, then
Right, nobody
who
cares.
Yeah,
Who
who
cares, really?
And let me see if I got this straight. And let me find my cheat sheet from Sarney.
Who's number 12
First
on there?
round is going to be taking place December 20th and 21st. The quarterfinals on that New Year's Eve and New Year's Day weekend. And then then we get down to the semifinals on January 9th, the Orange Bowl here, January 10th, the Cotton Bowl in, I guess,
Those are all playoff games.
that Dallas. Yeah, we're talking about the semifinals. And then the championship game, January 20th in Atlanta.
I was just trying to say, as
That's a
pub-
late season. It goes from December 20th, the first round, to January 20th, the 12-team college playoff. The top 4, I think, get first round buys.
Yes.
So there is an advantage to finishing in the top 4.
Well, the NFL is going to like mid to end of February now, so that's what I'm trying to say. Is as a pub owner, this place should be rocking straight through. I mean, and then by then you can actually get into basketball once it's like March. You're like, okay, playoffs are coming
NCAAs,
soon.
yeah.
You have the tourney. Like it actually backs into each other pretty well now.
This is music to Pat's ears.
As a bar owner,
The first good thing that's happened today.
You want to you want to know something that's going to make you guys laugh?
Uh-huh.
Going to really make you laugh.
Go
How
ahead.
well do you think like an Irish themed American place named Shenanigans in the Boston area did during all those tremendous? They had that
When BC won a lot?
Yeah, BC. They had.
I would hope
remember
it.
they had the years in the 2000s where they were winning a championship.
I would hope they would do well. The
And they
Blarney
always had the
Stone.
Rangers. They always had they have the New England Patriots. They
Yeah,
have
the Patriots,
the Boston.
the
They have the
Celtics,
Red Sox.
Red
They have.
Sox.
Bruins. They're
They
not
have
big
the
on
Bruins,
the
but they were all
Rangers.
winning for a
We
while.
don't
there.
really have anything like that here. I mean, this is a joke. I mean, this is like
Yeah, but you
keep saying,
have-
"Oh, it's going to be so great."
It
It's going to
doesn't
be
change at all. Huh?
compared to what?
Interesting.
Compared to what?
Compared
You
to-
have to be honest. We are
Okay.
not a mecca here
Of sports
of
fans?
sports.
Okay.
No,
That's
we're not. I mean, it.
But
If
this
it's
place
the-
is a mecca of sports.
Yeah, this is.
Don't rain on my
but
parade,
it-
Pat. I like coming here for the playoff games. I
Well,
was here
you
for the
do,
Panthers.
but
Yeah.
let's
Mayo
look
said-
around and let's be logical.
Okay.
Okay, it
Well, we
doesn't
want
make
people
that
to
great
come
a
here.
difference. I do. Too.
Well, then they're slacking because they should be coming here.
But
because
it's
this is
not
a
like
vibe.
pandemonium. People are not running here to
Right.
see winning teams.
But
Well, the
I,
Panthers-
tell you what, the Panthers Stanley Cup Finals, this
Weren't
place,
people
this
doing
bar
that?
Yeah,
was
because-
packed, and people were jumping
Yeah,
up and
because
down.
I'm a big Panther fan, and I think the personality of the owner kind of sets
Yeah.
the tone.
But I
But
can't.
how about it? There's places that had sports and TV, They didn't even know about the Panthers, and they
Oh,
didn't
that-
care about the
that's-
Panthers.
Well, that's true. In general, this might not
In
be
South
the best
Florida. No.
sports town,
no,
but
it isn't.
this is a good sports
But
place.
imagine in
I came
Boston
in
area
here,
if the Bruins. Could you
No,
imagine?
they go crazy.
but this
Oh,
isn't
it'd be
Boston.
nuts.
But we make do with what we
New
have.
York with the Rangers. Did you see the Rangers? Did you see when the Rangers came
Well,
here to play?
when the Rangers played the Panthers in the
here it was-
semifinal
Come on, it was
of the
more Ranger
conference
fans.
finals.
Yeah.
I was here, and that was great. And I didn't even wear my Ranger jersey
Yeah,
that
but
night. I
you
was into
felt it. See, and I felt that. That's why I don't want to come around you. That's the reason.
Hey, here's some of the highlights of the
Okay, go
college
ahead.
football schedule. First of all, FSU kicks off in, speaking of Irish and
Ireland.
shenanigans,
Oh, that's amazing.
in Dublin against the
Georgia
natural opponent in Dublin, Georgia Tech.
Well,
I
what's
didn't
funny
realize
is we
Georgia
Notre
O
Dame.
Tech wasn't
Notre Dame
there
was
a-
supposed to go, but they couldn't get a ticket.
Okay,
It's funny, we do play Notre Dame this year, so that's
right.
what's weird
That-
about
why
that. Like,
why
not
wouldn't they have
there?
that game
I don't
in
know.
Dublin?
I have no idea.
Okay, so that's kicks off for FSU, and then
This
we
is weekend.
have, might not be a top 20 battle, but between certainly a rivalry, University of Florida Gators versus the University of Miami Hurricanes on Labor Day weekend, August 31st
Yes, Saturday at 3:30.
at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Could
That's
be
going to be a
amazing.
good one. I
That's
think people
big.
will come in here for that.
Yes.
Maybe.
I feel like Saturday's got to be a blast here. Like you could just be here all day watching games.
Oh no!
Well, here's the thing too: the Canes still appeal to the working class.
Yeah,
man
local
here.
people like
local
Canes.
people.
Yeah.
You work for Florida Power and Light. You love the U. You have the years of the '90s, Ray Lewis, all that. The U is still popular here.
Okay.
they have a fan base, and
Yeah.
I have friends of mine that come in here for that. Comes in for the UM FSU game every year. Do they still
Where are you
play?
going to see?
Yeah,
I can't
they play
sit with
every
them.
year.
And then also FSU. When UM plays UF, they come
I
in
feel
here.
like this game will be
My
a big
friend
deal.
Ben Crandall, who was out at our Oyster Festival, he comes here. He meets his friend Steve McGrath. They love coming here.
Yeah.
So again, some other big games that Sarni has written down: FSU Notre Dame November 9th.
Yep.
That's at FSU, right?
Yes. I think
Then
so.
we've got Georgia, Alabama, September 28th. Michigan,
Big.
Ohio State, November 30th.
Nice.
Georgia, Texas, October 19th.
That's
These
huge.
are big
That's
powerhouse matchups that could be playoff
Texas
previews.
and Michigan play actually. I think the second week as well. The same. week
Texas,
as
Michigan, you
Florida,
have
Mi-
correct.
Miami.
It's on his list.
Yeah.
Clemson, FSU, October
It's a
5th.
big one.
Ohio State, Oregon, October 12th.
That's
These are
big. That's
there's
big.
some
Does
big
it have
games.
Clemson?
Yeah, Clemson, FSU,
No, but
October
Clemson,
5th.
Georgia play. I think the second week as
there's
well.
the two teams you just named
A
that
lot
I
of
love.
big games. Now,
Ohio State, Oregon.
That's gonna be
Now,
huge.
don't ask me which TV network it's on or
No,
which
they can
conference
find it.
We'll
every
have it.
school is in
We
because
will
it
have it.
seems
Just
like
come here.
the Pac-10 is gone. Is that true?
You
Yeah,
didn't mention
Pac-12,
Colorado
that's
with our
existing.
buddy.
Oh,
No,
Dion.
I hate Colorado.
All right.
Dion.
What's the
Where-
over/under
That's a
on
joke.
their victories this year?
Oh,
I think it's like 6 or 7, and people are way over on them. People
All
are talking
right.
about them going to playoffs. I think
They
if
were
they
the
win
talk
5
of the
games, it'll be
town
miraculous.
last year.
5 games.
I
And
think if they win 5, it'll be miraculous.
is his son still playing for
Yeah,
him?
he's gonna get his son killed.
Okay.
They changed out the whole offensive line, so he had to bring in transfers. But like, it's a brand new line. Anyone who's watched football knows it takes time for a line to coalesce.
That'll be entertainment. But so yeah, college football, big changes.
Yeah,
The
it's gonna be
12-team
fun.
playoff, and of course now conferences. Everything is scrambled. There's no more traditional conferences. I think the ACC now has Cal.
The ACC
Berkeley
added
is
Cal,
in the ACC.
SMU, and
How is
SMU
a
as well.
team that's in Berkeley, California, overlooking the Pacific,
Yeah.
Money.
in the Atlantic
Money.
Coast Conference? Money. Thank
That's
you.
it, money.
Remember the
That's
Big Ten now. Rutgers is in the Big Ten, so that's the Northeast, right?
Rutgers should
They've
be in
also
the.
added Oregon, UCLA, and USC. So again, that right there would be coast to coast. Like it's going to be ridiculous for college kids to be doing all this travel.
Rutgers is such a It shouldn't be in the Big Ten. It should be.
It
There
is.
should be a conference called the Little Schmageggies.
There are, and eventually
my
Rutgers will be
hometown.
there.
That's where I was born, New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Look, Maryland also is in the Big Ten, all the way east to all the way west.
Yeah.
Oregon, which is in the Northwest.
The Little Schmageggies should have Rutgers
There
and
is a-
maybe Wake Forest
One
and
day that'll probably be, yes.
Vanderbilt. Although they're very
They're
bright, there.
competitive.
They're very good.
Very good academic school. They're horrible
Tufts.
football-wise.
Look, I'm went to a Division III non-scholarship
That is
school,
Schmagegi, yes.
but we had the jumbos. We had the elephant mascot, which was distinct.
That's so funny.
I
gotta
think we're
change
done.
that.
Our
We are
work
done.
here is done today, Pat.
Hit our limit.
I feel
I
like
want to tell you, fellas.
we haven't even been
I
drinking. and I feel
I
like
want a nap now after I've dealt with about the. No, it was great seeing you. Thank you so
No,
much.
it's
there's
fine.
no
You're the
rest
best.
for the weary because
No.
we don't get to take a nap. We're going to be actually
doing another show later because we're putting some in the bank for the big Labor Day weekend.
I hope that it comes out better than this one. That's all.
Corvina up in Boca Raton, our friend Eddie Pozzoli. But that'll be later today, and we'll be replaying that over the Labor Day weekend. Meantime, Pat, thank you for all your
Thank you,
support.
sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Good luck to your boys this
I'll
weekend.
tell you what happens during the big game.
Yeah.
Kick on ESPN if you're sitting around on Saturday night.
Yeah,
All right, fellas. Thank you so much.
you're the best. We appreciate it.
Pat Utter, thank you. Tomorrow we're going to be at Luke's Seafood.
Yes.
New sponsor, Luke, out on Davie, out on University Drive. Good dude. Yeah, he used to work at Coconuts and has got great seafood.
Great. The
He
place
does
is great.
those Scoobies, and we're going to be there for our show tomorrow, 1 o'clock. So come on out. He has lunch service going.
Nice.
And if you want, come on out to Shenanigans later today.
Yeah.
They've got their happy hour specials, their bar bites, all kinds of great deals going on. And, of course, late night food every night here, Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Got to put out a shout out to our friends at Batch,
Yes, sir.
New Southern Kitchen. Kevin keeps rocking and rolling along with Brandon. That's at 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Don't forget, tonight is still Tuesday. I keep
Yes.
thinking it's the wrong day.
But tomorrow's
Tuesday,
Whiskey Wednesday.
Half price wine night at
Oh, yeah.
Tropical Acres, along with the $39 Twin Lobster special. Go in there, 2500 Griffin Road. They're open, again, every day but Sunday. And Tuesday night is a big bonus night because of the half price wine, Twin Lobster special, happy hour in the bar, 4:30, 6:30. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for sticking with us. And tell all your friends that we are loaded up and ready to go on the Let's Eat group. You can watch it anytime, day or night, along with on the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox Facebook page and the South Florida Live Facebook and YouTube
Yes, sir.
pages. For Mike Lubie Lubitz, thank you, sir. We got the job done.
We got
Thanks
through
to
it.
all our fans and friends, family for coming out. Sarni, thank you for all
You're
the
doing it in
scribbles on the
public.
cocktail napkins. You're an insane person.